sorry, my hair is a little crazy today. But you know what? It's a crazy kind of day because today is Throwback Thursday. What's that, you ask? What's Throwback Thursday? It's only just the one day out of the month that we bring back a popular bundle out of retirement, so you have another chance to grab it. So today's throwback bundle is our earring bundle 2.0. So 241 earring designs for only $12.99. But you only have until the end of today to get it. So check out the link in the description so you can check that out. We're going to be doing a project, making some earrings, of course. But I'm going to show you a couple different ways to finish them. So there's a couple of ways that I've done it before, and there's one way that I like a little bit better. But it just kind of depends on what cutting machine you're using, or what your style is too. So anyway, if you can hear me, if you could go ahead and say hi, let me know that you're watching, you're here, where you're watching from. If you're new to So Fancy, please say hi, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm so glad to get started because this is going to be a fun one. So I will turn the camera down and then we'll get started. So let me just take you on a wild ride here. And you can see that I have already started some cutting. So I just couldn't wait. I have a lot on my desk, but I'll tell you what this all is. So, hi Keisha, good morning. I've already gone ahead and done some cutting of the faux leather with these hoops. These are so cute. There's a whole set of these in all different kinds of shapes. But we'll get to cutting in just a second. I first wanted to just show you the different kinds of faux leather. And I do have a link in the description to the faux leather that I'm using, so you can check that out if you want as well. So there's kind of like this pebbled leather or faux leather that's pretty darn thin. It kind of feels like soft, like felt on the back or something. And it's a pretty, this is a good for starting out because it's nice and thin, but you can layer it together, and we'll show you how to do that. And the machine can, I've cut this with my Silhouette and with my Scan and Cut, which I'm using today, and it cuts really well. So there is a tutorial also with the Silhouette in the description as well. So lots of links in the description, so check them out. There's lots of different kinds of leathers, but this is the other kind that I have, which is much, much thicker. This happens to be like a metallic, got this really beautiful metallic sheen to it. And you can see the pebbling in it. And then the back is like definitely a thicker, like a felt, really soft material. And this is definitely a lot thicker. So you want to keep that in mind, depending on what kind of earrings you're using. And then, the sky is the limit. There are so many different kinds. There's lots of patterns. I bought a 4th of July set of faux leather, and this is the thin kind. So cute. There's lots of different patterns, you guys. So you definitely can check it out and, see what you like. This has got a beautiful patina to it. Again, the really thin leather. Here's one that's got glitter. Super sparkly. I love it. And this kind of has like a canvas back to it. But it's pretty thin. So lots of different flavors of faux leather out there. And I am going to be using these too. So I've already cut these, and the backs, are unfinished. There's not going to be faux leather on the back. So one way that you can finish these off to create, a beautiful finished faux leather earring. So if the earring were to flip to the other side, you wouldn't see this unfinished backing. So one way you can do that is you can cut two of the design, and then you can run it through your Xyron sticker maker. So this is the Xyron. I think this is the 5-inch wide. I'm using a permanent adhesive in here. And basically what you do is you just slide the earrings back right in there with the right side facing up. And then you can kind of gotta push them sometimes to get them to catch. Roll them through, they'll pop out the back, and there's a cutter here to just cut off this. And what it's done is applied adhesive to the back of these. Now what's cool about this hoop set is that you actually, I think you get 2 earrings in one, because you know, you had cut out the hoop obviously, but then there's the middles too. So you could make little earrings out of this. So I'm gonna do that with these two. I'll run them through. Good morning, Rhonda. Thanks so much for joining us. Have you made faux leather earrings before? All right, so that's what we have. Sometimes I find it really helpful to take like a pointed object and kind of just run it around the edge of the faux leather, or you know, if I used cardstock for this, so that when I take it off, there's not any excess bits of adhesive around. But anyway, so I have adhesive on the back of these, and I have adhesive on the back of these. I probably didn't need to put adhesive on the back of both. So maybe just run one of them through. Oops, let's, if you just run it around the edge, it kind of just presses down any stray adhesive strings. It just kind of cleans it up a little bit. It's not a necessary step, but I like to make things complicated, so I'm gonna do it. Okay, so then peel this off. There we go. And you'd stick them together, which is what I did with this one. So just stuck them together. Just peel these off. Basically makes a sticker out of just about anything. And this thinner type of faux leather is perfect with the Xyron. Yeah, I think it would have been easier if I had just put adhesive on one of these and not both, because now I want to line it up perfectly. Ooh, there we go. But one thing that you do want to keep in mind is, because we're putting these, you know, with the right sides facing out and the wrong sides together, you do actually need to mirror one of these designs. I mean, for a design like this that's symmetrical on both sides, it's not really that big of an issue, because when you flip it over to the back, it's going to be the same since it's symmetrical. There we go. Just like that. But if this was, you know, some other shape that wasn't symmetrical on both sides, you'd want to flip one of them backwards so that you could put them together. And I'll show you what I mean. I'll go in the software and show you what I'm talking about. But one other thing that I like to do is some designs will come with the hole in the top, and it's so small. The hole is just so small that the machine, whether you got a nice clean blade, sharp blade, it'll have trouble cutting through it cleanly. So I suggest using a 1/8 punch. And you can just slide it right in there, and it punches right through. And just like that. And it really just makes a really nice, clean cut to it. And then to assemble it, then you'll need some jump rings and some fish hook earrings. And then I like to jazz them up with like little charms. So I went to the craft store, and in the jewelry section, there's just like these really cute, tiny little charms. And I'm using these pink ones. They come in different colors and different sizes. And I'm going to string it on the jump ring while I'm assembling the earring. And so it's just a little fun way to add, you know, a little bit more sparkle or bling, you know, finish them off a little bit differently. And there's lots of different sizes of jump rings. So what I've linked, the jewelry making set I've linked to in the description of the video I think it has different sizes to it. I'm using like a larger oval one. And then you also need some jewelry pliers too to open that jump ring. So ideally you'd want 2 of the pliers, but I've got a wire cutter and the pliers. So, you know, use what you have, and you just open the jump ring, and then you slide all the pieces onto it. It's just like that. And then I'll put the charm on there, and then the fish hook earring. And then you just close the jump ring back up. Oops. There we go. Close it up. Now nothing's going to fall off. And then you have your second set, or your second of your pair with that little jewel on it. I think it's so cute. I love it. So that's just, you know, one of the options that you can do with finishing this, using the Xyron and adding some charms to it. My favorite way of doing finishing the backs, especially when you're using like this thicker leather, is if you were to cut 2 of them, and you put them together, you certainly could do that. It just might be a little thick. So I like to add HTV to the back of these. So you can certainly add HTV, which is what I'm going to do. I have a scrap piece here, and I'm going to warm up the Cricut mini press. You could use an iron too. Here we go. Let's go ahead and turn this on. And then I'm going to cut down this piece of faux leather as well, to about the same size. And I like to use a paper trimmer. Then I get the edges nice and straight, which makes me happy. You could just easily use a pair of scissors if that's your jam. There we go. Okay, so now I've just got my scrap piece of the HTV, and then this thick faux leather. So this is going to warm up. Make sure you've got like a heat resistant surface underneath on your workspace. So I'm just going to use this pressing pillow, and once this is warmed up, basically, yeah, you're just going to press the HTV to the back of the faux leather. Now I've also done the HTV on the back of this thinner faux leather. And one of the things that you want to be aware of is that because the faux leather is like a plasticky material, then it can be susceptible to melting. So just especially if you're using a heat press, reduce the time and temperature, maybe reduce the pressure. That's why I like to use the iron or my mini press, so I have a little bit more control over that. But if you wanted to do several of these at once, then you can use your heat press. All right, so what I'm going to do is just press this to the back, and I'm going to put a piece of parchment over it. I'm just going to go back and forth. With a medium amount of pressure, I guess. This thicker leather can take a little bit more heat. Okay. I think this is good. If it didn't turn out, then, or if it didn't stick, you can always, oh, it's warm. You can always go back. And like right there, it didn't stick. So I'm going to go back here and re-iron that spot. Or repress that spot, I should say. There we go. Okay, so, hot. So let that cool down a little bit before you go and remove the carrier sheet. Yeah, and I can feel that we got a good seal press on this. And then you just go ahead and take off the carrier sheet. Oh, now that it just gave me grief. I'll start over here, and then you just peel off the carrier sheet, and then you have some beautiful sparkly glitter well, I use glitter HTV, which I think works really well, but you could use regular HTV too. I've done that before on the back of this. So then you can just go ahead and cut out your earrings, and you don't need to cut out 2 for each because we're not layering some together. You just can cut out 2 total. And I love using the Scan & Cut. Scan & Cut DX. This is the 125E model. And what I love so much about it is that it just automatically detects how thick the material is. And, you know, with the addition of the glitter HTV on the back, you know, it's pretty thick. So, this machine can handle it though, so I love that. So you need a mat, and you really want to use a sticky mat. That is going to definitely give you the best results. So if your mat is well loved, you're probably gonna run into some issues. So get a sticky mat. And I've cut this both ways. I've cut it with the HTV side up and with the leather side facing up. And it seems to be fine. I think with the glitter though, I've been putting it face up so that little glitter pieces don't get stuck on the mat. So because this is the back though, you'd want to flip your image. So I'll show you how to do that in the software. And just make sure this is pressed down really well. And then let me open up Canvas Workspace. And then let's go to screen display. Okay, so here are the earrings. So it opened up 4. Well, I only need 2. So to get them into Canvas Workspace, you just go to SVG, and then you click on SVG, and this has this is the whole bundle for the hoops. So there's lots of different ones you can do. And I'm doing these stars, so I'm gonna just delete everything else. Whoops. But I told you earlier that I like to delete the these little holes in the middle. So these holes right here, your machine would cut out, and that would be where you would, you know, put the jump ring, but it's just so small. So what I like to do is actually, I just find it easier for me to see if I give it a clear fill color and then a black outline. It's easier for me to see. Okay, so then you just double click on it, and then you're gonna get all these edit points. I'll zoom way in. So these are all the edit points of the shape, and you can see that there's like a ton for the circle here, and all you have to do is just click and drag over that area. Now you don't want to delete that edit point and that one there, so just press Control on your keyboard and then click on the points that you don't want selected, and then just click delete on your keyboard, and then you have a hole free earring. And so that then just works so much better to punch it at the end with the circle punch. Okay, so that's how to do that. Now, because these are pretty symmetrical, then you don't necessarily need to flip them. But if this was like a letter or something, and since I'm cutting it with the back side facing up, then in some cases you would need to flip it. So you would want to highlight them, and then you just flip horizontally. And you can kind of see there's a little bit of a difference between them, but not really. So I think it's fine. So I'm just going to line that up. I think that is probably pretty good. Not too close to the edge and not too close to each other. But then I'll go to export, and I'm just going to export it to the scan and cut. And we'll go back to the webcam. So we can start cutting. So let's go ahead and load the mat in. Okay, and then I just need to, since I sent that pattern, I just need to retrieve it. It's thinking. I don't know why. No data could be read. Come on now. All right, so I'm going to do that export again. I don't know why it didn't do that. Oh, you know what? Because I have to be on the home screen. I'm pretty sure when you export something, you want to be on the home screen. Ay. Okay, so I don't know why this isn't working. But that's okay. I can fix it. I swear it was working earlier, but it knew I was going on a live. So it decided to be uncooperative. Okay, there it goes. Now there's actually something else on my mat that imported too, so I actually need to edit that and delete it, which is easy to do. Yes. Oh my, so that's actually a lot. So I'm gonna just go ahead and re-export it without that. So I'll just delete it in the program. And then I'll send it again, so it doesn't have that extra piece up there. So yeah, before you send it to your machine, make sure there's nothing else on the mat, because you just want what you're gonna cut. But if you're just joining us, you guys, thank you so much for being here. We're working with today's Throwback Thursday bundle. So we're bringing the earring bundle 2.0 out of retirement just for today. So you have another chance to pick it up and play with the 241 earring designs in the bundle for only $12.99. So it's a super awesome deal. And these earrings are just so much fun to use. And, you know, I guess you could even use these shapes and stuff with cardstock or vinyl as well. Obviously, you know, if you want to cut out some shape in vinyl, you can press that to the finished cut earring. And in the description of the video, I do have a link to a tutorial that shows you some tips for when you are pressing HCV to the back of a faux leather earring or the back of faux leather, because like I was saying earlier, the faux leather is just so thin that you want to reduce the time and temperature. You can use other tools like heat resistant transfer tape to you know, keep things in place. So that tutorial is really helpful. And there's also a written tutorial from start to finish for how to make these earrings with your Silhouette. So if you use the Silhouette, there's cut settings in there too. And with the Silhouette, I've used both the auto blade and the ratchet blade. So either one is gonna work well, I think, as long as it's newish and pretty sharp. That's the thing. You really do want to use a really sticky mat and a pretty newish blade. That's going to give you the best results. Okay, so this what I love so much about using this is that the DX has the auto blade technology. So basically you just press start, and then the machine in all its creative genius senses how deep the material is and how much force it needs to use to cut all the way through it, and how many times it needs to go over it. So if it's already gone over it once, now it's going over it one more time. And it's lovely. There's no guesswork to it. It's awesome. So that's one of the reasons why I like to use the DX. And if you want to check out the machine or other cutting machines, I have a link to our friends over at Swing Design. Maybe you can pick up some HTV as well, which is what we have pressed to the back. Oh, it's going to do it one more time. Yeah, this was that thick material, faux leather material, and then we put glitter HTV on the back. So if you were using, you know, this thinner type of faux leather, then obviously the cut time is going to be much faster. I have this set to a speed of 1, which I found works really, really well. I did a speed of 2, and the edges just weren't as sharp. So I think the slower you go, it's probably a cleaner cut. All right, so this is hopefully finishing up here so I can show you how beautiful these come out. All right, there we go. And it's the final reveal. I'm always so nervous when I do this on camera because I'm like, I hope it works out how it works out. Like, oh my gosh. Eee! It does. Perfect. Oh, it looks so lovely. Then I'm going to peel off the outside. So cool. And then on the back is that really cool metallic-y pebbled faux leather. And then you have the inside piece too. So we can make, you know, another set. And if you're thinking, well, you know, couldn't you just cut out the faux leather and then cut out the HTV and then just press them on the backs? And absolutely you can. I just really, really love how you get that super, super clean edge when you do it this way. When you put the HTV on first and then cut through it, and then you get a really, really clean edge, and it looks, I really, really like this way. So that is that. Let's go ahead and just put all this away. And we'll finish up the earrings just like I did before. But I did notice that some of the edges of the glitter was peeling a little bit, so I'm going to just repress those really fast. Glitter does need a little bit more pressure. Oops. There we go. And I have these sized to 2 inches tall. And for faux leather earrings, that's usually a good starting point, especially for something that is more of an intricate or thinner cut like this. A shape like this is usually you're pretty good to, you know, size this even maybe a little bit smaller. But 2 inches I think is a good size. But oh my gosh, I love it. It turned out so cute. So cute. Okay, so then the next thing you do, we'll actually do these because we already did these before. And you could wear, you know, they're so pretty on either side. You could wear them either way. So I'm going to use this 1/8 punch and just punch a hole right right there. Okay. And then I'll do the same thing with this. And you just get that nice, clean cut that I just don't think the machine would be able to cut a hole that size through a material this thick. Because it's just so small. Okay, and so then I'm going to put some more charms on it. I think I'm going to do, I think I'll do these ones. So I just got these charms at the craft store at Michael's in the jewelry section. And they have lots of little charm things like this. And that just add a little bit more to your earrings. It's just fun. And then, you know, if you plan on selling these, of course, you know, with more embellishments, you know, you would need to up the price of it as well. So this is another way, you know, one way that you can add value to these. If you're if you have a small business and you sell faux leather earrings, because these are really popular. I see them a lot at craft fairs when we used to be able to go to craft fairs. Okay, and then so basically I just open the jump ring. I put the earring through. I put the charm through. Now I just need the fish hook. I'm going to put that through as well. And then close up the jump ring. And so I did make this the front because I put the jewel on that side. But I love that. It's so pretty. It's so finished and like professional looking. So this is such a fun bundle. Earrings are just a lot of fun to make. So definitely check out this earring bundle 2.0. You know, it's only back for today, and then it's going back, you know, into the vault. But you know, you'll get that you know, 241 earrings for designs. for just $12.99, which is like an awesome deal. So that's what I had for today. I'm going to flip the camera back up so I can just say a goodbye. And of course, it's a little close. And of course, thank you so much for being here and watching. I'm always happy to do these little crafts. And of course, you know, if you make something, then we love seeing your projects. So definitely pop a picture of it into our Facebook group, the You So Fancy Crafty Inspiration group. That's always a fun place to share your projects with some fellow crafters. So anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. Remember, if you want to pick this up, I would do it now so you don't forget, because it's only until 11:59 Eastern time that the earring bundle 2.0 will be available. So I hope you have a great day, and we will see you next time. Bye, friends.